This is Mastering Your Wealth with David Gagnon, the podcast.
You know, David, if you look at people in retirement and their sources of income, it usually comes from at least these 5 places, and each of these are taxed differently. I'm talking about your IRA or your 401k, that Roth 401k or even that Roth IRA, your brokerage account, an annuity, or Social Security. Taxes, right? We're all looking to keep those as minimum as we possibly can. Are you looking at each of these accounts to calculate how much to take from each one of them?
Yeah, absolutely, Jessica. I mean, that's exactly what we do. And it's one of the biggest differences between withdrawing your money and having a retirement income plan. So those 5 buckets are all taxed differently. So if you just randomly pull from one account because that's where the money is, you can end up with a much bigger tax bill than necessary. So what we do, we look at all 5 sources together, and we'll look at your IRAs, your 401ks, which are fully taxable, your Roth accounts that come out tax-free. We look at the brokerage accounts because there could be capital gains that you pay taxes on, and annuities also have their own tax rules, and Social Security. You can get taxed up to 85% of your Social Security benefits if your income is at a certain level. So we want to try to find ways to minimize your tax on your Social Security with good tax and income planning. So we build a coordinated withdrawal strategy year by year, and that's what we refer to as your strategic income distribution plan. So a common planning hole will meet with a retiree who has been taking all their withdrawals from their IRAs because it's easy for them. And that tends to push them up into a higher tax bracket in many cases. So that also increases the tax on their Social Security income and the other types of income that they might have on the return. And also it could possibly raise the cost of your Medicare Part B premiums because they're tied to your income. Mm-hmm. And those premiums you'll see go up 2 years from the point you file that return, where you might hit a threshold that pushes your Medicare Part B premiums to a higher expense. And they might have some Roth money in cases where people have set aside money in the Roth and they just let it sit there. And maybe there's brokerage accounts where they're not touching. So what we did recently with a couple, we redesigned their income approach by mixing their IRA withdrawals with their brokerage account sales at long-term capital gains rates. We strategically started to tap their Roth account in years where their income was close to a higher tax bracket. And we coordinated all this with the RMD schedule and their Social Security benefits. So that's what I meant when I said a strategic income distribution plan. We kind of look at all the moving parts, where the income sources are coming from, how they're going to be taxed. So what we want to accomplish is tax efficiency. Because if you're paying less in taxes, that gives you more spendable income or gives you the ability to grow more wealth and have more income later. And planning is the key. We always talk about it, yet I have yet to see anybody with a plan. They have tools. They have their money in different areas. They have different sources of income. But if you don't coordinate all these areas with a high level of efficiency because you've identified the best timing of when to take your Social Security to optimize that for you and your spouse over your lifetime, how to maximize your pension benefit strategies, how to align your investments appropriately that's aligned with your own personal goals and objectives, and having a forward-looking tax plan and a backup strategy that could derail a retirement, such as healthcare. So we look at all this, and it's important to plan for it. So recently we had a couple come in, and they wanted to retire. They just weren't sure about how to coordinate all their resources to create a paycheck. And that's the big challenge that a lot of people seem to have, is when they go from their working years where they're in their growth accumulation phase. Now it's a different ballgame when you're in your retirement and you're trying to generate income and you're not sure how to disperse the money from different sources and what the tax implications are. So we just finished up a strategic income plan. And what we did, first of all, was we forecasted out their present plan with what they were doing with no changes. And what we saw was they're going to pay more than their fair share of taxes. Their RMDs were going to be a big problem when they turned 73. And they had planned on turning on their Social Security at the age of 64. And when we ran their Social Security optimization report, we identified when we should take Social Security to maximize that benefit. And then we built the plan around that. The long and short of it was, when we implemented the plan design and we aligned their investments accordingly, we reduced their risk on their investment side by about 60%, increased their yields by almost 30%, and we built in a way to lower their taxes going into the future. And we also had a backup healthcare plan that helped pay for healthcare expenses without buying traditional long-term care insurance, that helped protect more of their nest egg for a longer period of time and protect the healthy spouse. And so we always want to have a backup plan to changes in life events, whether it's a death of a spouse, because there's going to be a difference in income needs, income sources, because what happens is if a spouse dies, only one Social Security benefit's available to the survivor, which is the higher of the two. And there could be a reduction in pension benefits depending on what choices they may have made when they took their pension. So we want to make sure we have a plan that keeps people in line to meet their objectives, guardrails on the plan so they don't fall off the plan design, because we have protection factors and we have hedging strategies and we use the right product tools or investment approaches. And so this plan was a nice visual for them to see, because it maps out their income for the next 30 years.
And that's important, that map out, that visual of this income's going to be there.
Right. And it shows them how they're invested, when their benefits from the various resources are going to be paying out. And we try to build inflation protection as well. And, one thing the biggest thing that people worry about is outliving their money. Mm-hmm. Now, they'll still have Social Security, but if that's all they have, their lifestyle is going to likely change a lot, because that's not going to pay everything that they need to spend their money on or live the lifestyle they would like to have in retirement. So we can build in different areas of income that have a higher lifetime guarantee floor of income to take care of all your necessities for as long as you live. Then we can have another income source in the plan for discretionary spending or spending that is, luxury items, whether it's to budget out for a car purchase every 5 years. And we do this in our planning. We kind of stress the plan with all these budget items, whether it's home improvements, car purchases, maybe helping the kids out, the grandkids. And we want to make sure with very conservative assumptions and planning, this is all going to work.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what everyone is looking for. You hit the nail on the head a few moments ago. The biggest fear is running out of money. Everybody wants to know, am I going to be okay? Am I going to have enough income to last me from now until, forever? And with that, am I going to have to guess how much income I have coming in every month to where it's income? Or do we know that I'm going to have this income? Do we know that I'm going to be able to be okay with its, the cost of healthcare prices on the rise? Inflation's been up. Do I know I'll be able to take those trips? These are all conversations here that you'll have with David when you sit down one-on-one. Everything from income, from taxes to legacy, estate planning, everything across the board. That tax planning is essential as well. Think about this. You do all the sacrificing, all the hard work. You put that income plan together, but you forgot about that uncle that's never invited to the holidays, Uncle Sam. He could take a big chunk out of your retirement. And if you want to come in for the strategic income plan, and again, this is going to account for everything from the income to the taxes, you name it. Sit down with David one-on-one, discuss your specific numbers, 203-872-0009, 203-872-0009. That website, of course, masteringyourwealthradio.com. What do you say to those folks, David, that say, listen, I'm too busy to have this conversation, or I'll do it next month or next year?
Well, I'll tell you, it's the longer you delay in finding opportunities that might improve your lifestyle in retirement that might last 20 to 30 years. The longer you delay making decisions that improve your position and identify expenses that are occurring in your blind spot, because there are things that people are doing with their money that are costing them money. And we uncover these inefficiencies, and it could be in all types of areas and how you're investing, how you're paying your taxes, how you're funding your retirement, the decisions you might make on your pension and Social Security. And we help people mitigate these mistakes, which means that if you're delaying making these better decisions and there's items that are costing your money in your financial path, the sooner we figure this out and fix the problem, the less risk you're going to have to take going forward in overcompensating for these mistakes you made previously. And, it's what's in your blind spot that hurts you more than anything else. And we've been doing this for decades. And so we want to uncover these wealth transfers that might be hurting you and then turn that around to make that a positive result with good planning and eliminate these costly mistakes that people make.
Exactly. And you can start putting together your income plan, that retirement plan, with David one-on-one, guys. Again, he's been doing this for over 30 years. And reminder here, everybody's situation is different. So you're going to have a detailed customized income plan created just for you when you sit down with David. Again, we'll do that complimentary for our radio listeners. 203-872-0009. 203-872-0009. That website, masteringyourwealthradio.com. David, every year, it seems like the pop culture world just waits to hear Mariah Carey declare it's time to celebrate the holiday season.
Christmas, it's canceled. No bells, no cheer, no glam. Bye, sweetie.
You can't cancel Christmas.
Any last words?
Yeah.
It's time!
Can we not?
Yes, everybody knows that beginning song right there. It's All I Want for Christmas Is You. Easily one of the biggest Christmas songs out there. I mean, you can't help but sing along with it, David.
No, it's never gets old.
Never gets old.
And I'm hearing it quite a bit now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's on. I think you could literally change the station and you'll hit some version of the song here. And get this, just sitting at home, Mariah's raking in anywhere from $2.5 to $3 million in royalties for that hit every single year. Isn't that
crazy.
Nuts?
Yeah,
and she wrote
nice.
the song. I mean, it's a whole thing, man. I mean, she's raking that in. I mean, royalties are guaranteed income from intellectual property, right? We get that. I mean, Mariah's song plays on repeat. She's just hear the cha-ching, cha-ching. I mean, with that. I want to know, is there a way we can put retirement income on repeat as well, David?
Well, I'll tell you what Mariah is enjoying now is the payoff of work she did a long time ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in retirement, what we want to do is take the work you've done over the last 30 or 40 years of your career and turn it into your own version of royalty checks. And we can create reliable income that shows up whether the market's up or down, going sideways. It's not just relying on Social Security, because most people are going to have Social Security in retirement, and some people are still enjoying pensions today. But one of the tools we'll use is a guaranteed withdrawal annuity, and that can create a guaranteed income. And some of them are very unique in their features today, because not only can they give you a lifetime income, and the money you invest in those, you're not giving that up in return for that lifetime withdrawal benefit if there's cash in the account. A lot of people think they're disinheriting their children if they set up this type of an income payout annuity, and that is far from the truth, because whatever cash is left in that annuity when you pass away, it will go on to your intended beneficiaries. But in the meantime, the parents or the parent could live with a lifetime withdrawal benefit, and some of these actually double to give you more dollars to pay for out-of-pocket health care, which is great. Now you can start leveraging those same dollars to pay for very expensive cost of health care out of pocket, which is derailing many retirements and nest eggs that we're seeing. And so within your income planning, we can incorporate these tools and get a higher floor of lifetime income in addition to your Social Security, your pension, or whatever goal or objective you have, and getting that added peace of mind and knowing that you have more than just your Social Security that will pay out for lifetime. And so a lot of people we discuss with, this is a possibility. And we always customize their income plans to kind of back into what they want their money to accomplish for them, because we can structure it any way, shape, or form, depending on the types of benefits and features you want to extract from your nest egg. And so we had a couple who were very nervous about outliving their money not too long ago, and they had saved diligently, but every time the market dipped, they wanted to pull everything into cash because they were invested in the market.
Mm-hmm, they panicked, right?
Oh, they panicked, and that's where emotions could really set you back with costly financial mistakes. And you want to take the emotions out of your financial decisions. And your decisions with your money should be done rationally and logically based on the details of data and analytics. And this is how we help people make decisions. So what we did is we took a portion of the retirement accounts and used it to create a guaranteed income stream. And when they combined that with their Social Security, it covered all their essential expenses. So that gave them some added comfort knowing that this necessity for the rest of their life was already solved for. And then the rest of their assets, we were able to invest for growth and flexibility and supplement their income along the way to offset inflation or some discretionary spending and things that they wanted to plan for with the kids and as far as vacations and grandchildren. So having this plan in your own numbers is so good to see, because now you don't have the guesswork in the game. You are able to validate what you can spend and spend your money with comfort, knowing that you have a plan that shows you this is doable, right? We validate and give people permission to spend their money. And that's where planning
that's a big thing too.
That's where planning adds so much value. And so, a lot of people go through retirement with financial anxiety, which is so unnecessary. And they have this anxiety because it's a plan of hope, and they're guessing whether they're doing things correctly or not. So we see things that they don't see that we can help mitigate that could hurt them with their money, and find opportunities that can make improvements. And so when we work together as a team, it's a lot better because people aren't second guessing. We've been doing this for decades, and so we can help them optimize their resources with taking less risk and maybe building tax efficiency. So I think it's important for anybody that's out there to get a second opinion, even if they're working with an advisor, because there might be things that they aren't doing that they could be doing differently.
For more details or to sit down with David for your complimentary financial GPS, visit masteringyourwealthradio.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, LLC, BWA, a registered investment advisor and an affiliate of Brookstone Capital Management, LLC. BWA and First Financial Planners are independent of each other. Insurance products and services are not offered through BWA, but are offered and sold through individually licensed and appointed agents.
Information provided is not intended as tax or legal advice and should not be relied on as such. You are encouraged to seek tax or legal advice from an independent professional.
Any comments regarding safe and secure products and guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products. They do not refer in any way to securities or investment advisory products. Fixed insurance and annuity product guarantees are subject to the claims paying ability of the issuing company and are not offered by Brookstone.
David Gagnon and First Financial Planners are not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency.
Registered investment advisors and investment advisor representatives act as fiduciaries for all of our investment management clients. We have an obligation to act in the best interest of our clients and to make full disclosure of any conflicts of interest. Please refer to our firm brochure of the ADV 2A Item 4 for additional information.